What if everything you've been told about calories is based on a lab device designed to burn food, not process it like your body does? The bomb calorimeter doesn't have hormones, mitochondria, or insulin, but you do, and that changes everything. Hey everyone, my name is Marc Bates. I'm a metabolic health coach, and this is part of my question and answer series. Why calories in, calories out is a metabolic lie. Thermodynamics Debunked. Okay, let's get to the question. You mentioned that a bomb calorimeter is essentially a combustion model, not a biological one. This seems to strike at the heart of a fundamental category error in nutrition science. If we're applying a mechanical measurement to a living system, what specific thermodynamic principles are being violated when people claim calories in, calories out follows the first law of thermodynamics? Well, that's an absolutely correct statement. Okay? And this is exactly what you call that, a category error. And it's one that's profoundly shaped and misled modern nutrition science. The phrase calories in, calories out, CICO, obeys the first law of thermodynamics is often invoked as that settles all debate. But this interpretation misapplies thermodynamics in several ways. So let's break down what's actually going on. First, a quick reminder of the first law of thermodynamics. The first law of thermodynamics states energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. In a closed system, total energy remains constant. That is absolutely true, and it still holds in the human body. However, the misuse comes in interpreting how this energy is transformed in open living systems like the human body. Okay? So, CICO misrepresents the system. So here's the first category error: closed versus open system. The bomb calorimeter is a closed linear mechanical system. The human body is an open dynamic adaptive system. In an open system like the body, energy input, food, does not guarantee energy storage, fat. The form of energy input, carbs, proteins, and fats, and the body's context, insulin resistance, thyroid status, hormonal flux, determine fate. Energy output isn't a fixed number. It includes resting metabolic rate, thermic effect, non-exercise activity, thermogenesis, right, and adaptive thermogenesis, and intentional exercise. So CICO treats these as static, independent variables when they are interdependent and regulated dynamically, violating the principle of path dependence. Thermodynamics does not dictate how energy is transformed, only that it is. The body's metabolic pathways are path dependent, meaning 100 calories of protein triggers thermogenesis, glucagon and satiety. 100 calories of sugar spikes insulin, promotes lipogenesis, and increases hunger. 100 calories of linoleic acid from seed oils may increase mitochondrial dysfunction, ROS, and fat storage. The same calories in produce different biological states out, depending on the hormonal, enzymatic, and substrate conditions. This violates the assumption of linearity, enabling in naive CICO logic. Right? It also ignores the entropy and efficiency. A calorimeter measures total heat released from combustion, not usable energy, but the body must digest the food, absorb it through a membrane, package it and transport it, choose metabolic fates, oxidation or storage versus excretion, and expend energy to detoxify or eliminate certain substrates. Each of these steps involves energy loss and entropy. Protein, for example, has a thermic effect of about 20 to 30%, meaning up to 30% of its caloric content is lost as heat just to process it. Claiming 100 calories is 100 calories ignores the biological inefficiency and entropy of nutrient metabolism, violating practical implications of the second law of thermodynamics, which governs entropy in real systems. Okay, so the real issue: metabolic adaptability and feedback loops. The human body is homeostatic and adapts to changes in energy intake. Reduce the food intake and you get lower thyroid output, reduced need, and increased hunger, right? Increase the food, and that leads to ramp up of thermogenesis, possibly increase in lean mass. Obesity increases the baseline inflammation and disrupts energy partitioning, right? So while the first law is still true, it doesn't validate the predictive CICO model, which assumes linear input-output relationships that don't exist in biology. So we need to correctly frame of the first law in metabolism. Instead of calories in, calories out plus stored fat, calories in equals calories out plus stored fat, more accurate thermodynamic model would be energy in, which equals work performed plus heat produced plus stored or excreted energy, where all terms are regulated by a complex hormonal and enzymatic network. In this model, fat gain is not just the result of excess intake. It's a regulated outcome determined by how the body prioritizes storage versus oxidation based on hormonal signaling. For example, insulin, leptin, and cortisol. Okay? Invoking the first law to defend CICO is like saying a tree in a furnace obeyed the thermodynamics the same way, because both process energy. Technically true, but utterly misleading. Okay? So, in conclusion, the real issue isn't whether energy is conserved. It always is. But whether the body uses energy in the same way it contains energy. It doesn't. That's why applying a combustion-based energy model to a hormonally governed metabolic organism is a fundamental category error. Let me know if you want a thermodynamics-based, okay? If you want a thermodynamics-based introduction to this, that would be a different video I would produce for you. Thank you all. Okay, thanks everyone for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please put them in the appropriate section here, and let me know what you are looking for, because like I said, we are a community here, and I'm trying to get you the answers you want, so let me know what you're interested in. And if you haven't done so, please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who it might help. You help the channel a great deal, and you might be helping a bunch of other people. Thank you.